Okay, so this is Shameless Plug. So as I said, there are commercials here. If not all, this meeting is commercial. We can cover some value, some technical value, but we also have to say a little bit about, or maybe document how we making progress in terms of business side or in terms of keeping us alive. So first of all, this presentation is to show different way, show things in different way. We want to be like totally transparent about what we put into the shop, like why we putting it, how we using it, and how this helps and may help others to develop open source firmware. Maybe not exactly open source firmware. It could be also embedded system software, whatever. It could be helpful for hacking. So yeah, so those are products which we're using and we testing, and you can rely on us and talk with us. You know, if something doesn't work with the tools I present here, you can talk with us, ask how we're doing it. It's also a historical record of. So I guess I will get back to those shameless plugs at some point and see. Okay, I advertised things or marketed things like that half a year ago or a year ago. And in that way, I can also talk with, let's say, salespeople, which sooner or later will work in 3MDev, and talk with them like, what do you think about this? How we will improve this sales pitch? How we will improve this marketing of this product? And last thing, I would like to track business models that we're using. And this is like big piece of this presentation, so I will immediately go to that. Yeah, so that's agenda. Yes, and this is the table that I did. So I tried multiple things to describe the Dasharo cooperation models. This table, I know it's complex. It's a lot here, but also I tried decision diagrams. It didn't work. It was even more complex. So to be honest, I'm not sure yet. Maybe everything is too complicated. Maybe we should simplify that somehow. And open to discussion during the VPAP how to do this. So, but bear with me for let's say 2 minutes or 5 minutes. So on the top row we have client types, and of course we have individuals and business. Individual we define as a someone who using the Dasharo or hardware with Dasharo for the personal computing purposes. Nothing commercial, nothing business related. Maybe work. We don't consider work business related. Like it's not from the nobody leverage Dasharo for the work purposes. Maybe they security, but that's not the point here. So individual users using that for personal computing on less than 5 devices in the market segment. So that's the definition of individual. Everyone who's not falling in this bucket. So someone got more than 5 devices, or these devices are spread across market segments, we treat those as a business. And then what kind of cooperation model we have for those individuals and business. So releases. So those are these blue boxes that I showed on the essentially something binary which pop up on the docs.dasharo, and you can freely download it, check the hash, flash, and that's it. Nothing. It's free of charge. The second one is Dasharo entry description releases, which right now we're changing because of the changing in the Dasharo naming convention to Dasharo Pro package releases. And those require to buy the prepaid plan for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and probably if you call us, you can buy even for longer. And the support, so the support in the Dasharo community releases is community support through GitHub, through Matrix channel, through Dasharo general channel, Dasharo support channel. It's a completely open support. Yeah, you can also go to Coreboot and ask them, because it's mostly based on open code. Then in case of Dasharo Pro package releases, you getting access to the Dasharo Primer support channel on Matrix. The customization, there is some limited customization. You can somehow impact what we adding, what features we adding, what bugs we fixing. You can complain us as that this doesn't work, that doesn't work, and hopefully sooner or later we'll find time to fix that. And moving forward with the column to the right, so you can see that the Dasharo community support model overlaps also part of the business side. So business clients can also get the Dasharo community support, but of course they have different pricing. The pricing is agreed directly with the business client. We typically, first questions we asking is like, what kind of volumes of devices you plan to deploy, on how many devices you plan to deploy this Dasharo, and depending on the situation, if this is like huge volume, then we going with lower price. If this is not big volume and customer will require direct support, then pricing can be even higher than the one which is public for the community. Yeah, and what's the additional here? The additional here is that they have all the things that the community has, all the things that this regular prepaid model has for individuals, plus email access to us, where we trying to treat things with certain priority. And of course, customization level is higher because according to the negotiation of the volume subscription, we can talk about, okay, what kind of bugs we should prioritize, what kind of features we should prioritize. Also, business client got this ability to do the revenue sharing. So we have these partners who's doing revenue sharing already. We have Nova Custom, we have NitroKey. They selling Dasharo. They getting the percentage of the Dasharo prepaid plan to their pockets. So they have some motivation to keep that in the shop and also helping spread to other markets. And that's how business clients can get Dasharo community support. And there are two further columns, Dasharo support package, which we think is targeted mostly on OEMs and hardware vendors. And the goal and primary use is integration in their products, typically, because previous business clients which using Dasharo community support, they will typically buy whatever we have because they already use this hardware, maybe have this hardware in the field and just want the updates. The Dasharo support package clients typically will integrate the Dasharo in their own hardware for their own purposes. It would be like Protectly, it would be like Nova Custom or whatever other partners we have. What kind of access to releases those Dasharo support package partners have? They can request like a custom release, completely tailored firmware release for them. If there is release coming, they can request a pre-release, they can request a release candidate. But eventually those binaries which going through those cycles of verification between us and the customer, ending up as a Dasharo community release. They are published as a DCR, Dasharo community release, on the website and are free of charge for the users, but not for the client. Of course, client pays the yearly package to sustain that. This client typically got enhanced support, which includes monthly calls related to planning all the effort and direct chat to us to ask questions and get support. What kind of customization they get? They get very high customization. They essentially can point whatever bugs, whatever feature they want. Typically, it goes through some evaluation from our side, and then next thing is implementation, and finally, after validation, publication to the end users. Typically, contracts are annual or longer. There are like multi-year contracts. Also, is dedicated contract pricing. And what kind of additional features? Of course, they can become revenue sharing as the previous group, but they also can have coordinated roadmap, like with the release of Dasharo, with the release of various other things on the market. So this is something that that Dasharo support package customers get. And then we have like the higher tier, which is like a special interest group. I market these large enterprises with the asterisk, because those don't have to be large enterprises. Those can be even small companies, but coming from the medical market, defense market, or some market which kind of would like to hide that, for example, 3M Dev doing the stuff for them. Yeah. So this is custom enterprise solution. It's a tailored firmware. This firmware typically will not see the light, will not see the releases on the docs.arrow.com. There will be dedicated support, maybe including even traveling to the site of the customer. There is very high customization. They essentially getting whatever they want. Of course, the pricing here is very, very high, like much higher, because our model here with the Shadow Enterprise Edition is that the margins have to satisfy also the community needs and the Shadow product evolution, and not only the customer. Just because the Shadow, we want to have as much as possible for community. And in this model of cooperation, the customers may even request white labeling, so removal of the Dasharo branding from the firmware. They can request copyright transfer, but as I said, this is like extremely expensive option. So we can support other development in parallel. So yeah, this is roughly how it looked like, and I hope this would be useful for anyone who wants to enter relation with 3M Dev. In case of hardware, we restocked SD-Wire. So SD-Wire is a cool device which essentially helps flashing SD cards. You essentially connect this to some device under test or whatever. It can be a photo camera, it can be whatever device require SD card, and you can switch the card remotely. Yeah. So you can mux this device. So yeah, you can read about it on the website. There is all the links to the documentation. It's very popular product. So if someone hacking some devices which have SD card and want to do the automated remote testing, this is very useful. We also have some, despite Asus KGP D16 was removed from our roadmap, we still have some flash chip adapters. If someone have Asus KGP D16 and would need write protection, for example, this jumper on this PCB is for write protection. So if you would like to have replaceable SOIC 8 flash chip, you can buy it in 3M Dev shop. We still have a couple, and like TPMs everywhere. Like we are TPM shop. We have like a bunch of various TPMs. So we have APU2 compatible on the left side, TPM 2.0. We added to the shop the MSI compatible TPMs. This is because those TPMs are used with heads builds for and Dasharo Coreboot plus heads for MSI. Then we of course have TPMs for KGP D16s. This also can be used with heads. Not only we have TPM that we designed for the Raptor computing systems, although those are not very popular. But it's 1.2, by the way. But you know, like there are not many people who got the Talos 2 platform. Then there is also TPM 2.0 for PC engines APU 3, 4, and 6. But I guess there is some limitation with the models. So please check your model, your mainboard model, if you have PC engines, because there is not all of them had ability to connect it. So inside in shop, you can check which models are compatible. Then we also, we have new version of the APU2. We also have like some very old, there was LibreBox back in the days, but we call it TPM 2.0 for LibreBox. But this pinout apparently is compatible for some platforms, because despite LibreBox platform no longer exists and company no longer exists, still this TPM sometimes someone's buying. So this pinout is probably useful for something else. We added couple more products to see improve our ability to test USB. Of course, everything is based on the open source hardware design from Space Harm. I don't know how to read that. So he or she or them designed the USB power blocker. So essentially, this small device gives you ability to block all the power lines and just expose data lines if you need it. And the other thing is to block the power lines and to expose. This one is to block the data lines and to expose just the power lines. So I guess those can be useful, especially when you have to deal with validation of USB. In case of services, we added the automated provisioning for UEFI secure boot. You can say, what's the deal? Like, I can do this myself. Of course, you can do this, but the point is that this is for Zarhus. So Zarhus is a Yocto-based. So this is for embedded Linux environment. So if you have embedded box and you would like to have automated provisioning in scale for UEFI secure boot with your own certificates, and you would like to have signing of the bootloader, signing of the kernel, and then decryption of the storage, this service helps you get that. Support package for support package. So we have both two support packages. So essentially, we have embedded Linux support package and we have Dasharo support package. The flow is very simple. So we essentially have client, where client wants to communicate through some channel. It can be Mattermost, it can be email, it can be ticketing system, can be conferencing system. It doesn't matter. When client initiates some inquiries about the problems, it gets through the contact person, and then contact person drives this to the team. Team analyze whatever is needed, code, documentation, review, like they do in hardware bring up, whatever is necessary to fulfill client's needs. And then, of course, we're getting back with the solution. Of course, this is in scope of the package. So essentially, 1 hour of the package costs €150, and we selling minimum 10 hours package. We added Dasharo support package. Last quarter, I told you about the Linux package. Of course, we saw already something that people try to abuse this kind of method of exposing our services. So one customer get to us and said he will buy I don't know, like endless hours, not endless, but some big amount of hours of Dasharo package, and he wanted to kind of outsource our people so they will do the core boot development for him. So do not try this. Do not ask your employees, do not ask your business partner for doing this, because we're not approving this kind of use of Dasharo support package or Linux support package. This is just for ad hoc small jobs, not for whole porting effort. The other thing that we added is Dasharo Trust Root Assessment. This is for Intel Bay Trail, but we essentially can do the assessment for whatever platform. It could be modern, I don't know, Elkhart Lake, Meteor Lake, whatever. Essentially, this is a service which we just taking hardware and we doing validation and analysis of the hardware. If there is possibility to fuse the platform, and then what are the possibilities to automate fusing on the manufacturing floor to fuse the platform to various keys, either Dasharo keys, either customer keys, OEM keys, whatever. And this is the result of that is a report which saying what have to be done. Like, is it really possible? Because if a platform for some reason, let's say, is blown with zeros, or is fused with some other keys, or is incorrectly delivered by the manufacturer, then of course we report that, and then saying this is impossible. But when it is possible, we're saying how to achieve that and what products you can buy from us to have fully featured root of trust and chain of trust technology on your hardware with Dasharo. Okay, Dasharo entry subscription. There are 3 entry subscriptions which are new, or maybe not so new, because For the PC engines, Dasharo Coreboot plus CBIOS, the price changed. I raised the price because it's like so much effort that without getting this pricing, we probably will not be able to provide support. And there are two ways to upgrade from the Dasharo Coreboot plus UEFI on MSI, for example, or on the laptops. You can just buy this upgrade, and we will deliver you the change from the Dasharo Coreboot plus UEFI to Dasharo Coreboot plus heads. And that's it. And everything you can find in our shop and buy with your credit card or PayPal or whatever way you prefer. Thank you very much. I guess, yeah, I have to switch. We have to switch to Wessel.